So, we recently posted a video review of the new Stem Audio SA76D+, which is sitting right here next to me, the world first 1176 with a tube circuit in it. And I got some comments saying, oh, isn't that a 176? Wasn't that the first 1176 with a tube circuit? No, the 176 and the 1176 are two very, very different compressors. But I do understand why people think they are more related than they are, because in some way they are related. In this video, I'll explain you the differences. Let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBest TV. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on Pro Mix Academy, free plugin special discounts and offers, and of course, if you really want to learn how to mix and master professionally, click the join button down here, become a MixBest TV member, access the already big and always growing library of full mixing courses on so many different genres, mastering courses, special videos, and a lot more. And if the videos are helping you, please consider using the new feature, the super chats down here, and support the channel. Let's get to the video. As usual in this video, I'm going to try to be straight to the point. So if you missed my video on the history of the 1176, I'll put a link in the info box down below or here somewhere. So some people were under the impression that the 176, the predecessor of the 1176, was in fact an 1176 with a tube circuit in it. And that's not the case. The 175B and then the 176 were in fact the predecessors of the 1176, both created by Bill Putnam. The 176 was introduced in the early 60s. As far as we know, only about 1,000 units were produced of the 175B and the 176. So that unit is extremely rare. Today, the most common and probably faithful reissue of that unit is the Retro Instrument 176. The main difference between the two is the topology. The 176 is a Vari-Mu design, and the 1176 is a FET compressor. The Vari-Mu design uses tubes for the actual gain reduction, which results in a slower and richer type of compression. It shares more characteristics with an optical compressor than a FET, like the 1176, which instead is a feedback FET compressor, and it uses the field effect transistor FET cell to produce the gain reduction. The signal goes through the input stage via the input transformer, which has a big impact on the sound. From there is routed to the top of the field effect transistor that does the gain reduction. On a Vari-Mu design like the 176, the input voltage alters the bias of the tubes, which do the gain reduction. Basically, the 176 is the same family as the Fairchild 660 or 670, the Federal AM864U, the Manley Vari-Mu, the Altec 463B, and the Chandler RS124. The 1176 and the 176 have one thing in common: they don't have a threshold control. They have a fixed threshold, and you use the input gain to drive the material harder into this threshold. The ratio is also different. The Vari-Mu design has effectively a program-dependent variable ratio, which increases as the input hits the circuit harder. It's going to be harder with higher level signals and lower at the low level signals. This, paired with the fact that Vari-Mu design also have a soft knee design, makes the Vari-Mu compressors able to handle a great amount of gain reduction in a very natural way. But the soft knee is another thing that they have in common. Even the 1176 has a soft knee, but the ratio on the 1176 is selectable and fixed. What is program dependent is the release. We talked about this in the biggest compressors mistake video when I showed the difference in the release between opto and electro. The release time on the 1176 is quicker after a transient passes the threshold, and it slows down after heavy and sustained compression to avoid pumping effects. So these are big differences. The 176 and the 1176 are nothing alike. But the confusion is understandable. They share 3 out of 4 numbers, and they were both made by Bill Putnam. The 1176 came after the 176 because Bill replaced the tube circuit with the FET circuit, making the 1176 the very first peak limiter with an all solid state circuitry. And if you want to know more about all the different topologies of compressors, opto, PMW, FET, Vari-Mu, I have a dedicated series that explains all the differences between the different topologies, where to use it, how to use it, and what are the best plugins and hardware. I'll put the link to that playlist in the info box down below or somewhere here. And I think this is it for this video. if you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like. And if the videos are helping you, please consider using the super thanks and support the channel. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe. See you next time.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up.